This is Kaylin Castell, and I am so inspired and amazed by what is happening with the April 8th, 2024 Aries new moon total solar eclipse. So, this eclipse is featuring so many amazing factors, and I'm going to do my best to make them understandable. But here we have this North Node at 1537 Aries. The Sun and the Moon are at 1924. And Chiron is also at 1924 Aries in an exact alignment with the Sun and the Moon at this eclipse. And this is super rare.
I think you can see where I want to go. And the reason that I want to go here is that, as you will see, the Sun at 19 of Aries, the Moon at 19 of Aries, and sandwiched in between at exactly the degree and minute of the Sun is Chiron.
And now I think I'm ready to go. So, Chiron, the April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse and America's future. All right. On April 8th, 2024, there will be a total eclipse of the sun in which the sun, moon, and Chiron will all be at 19 degrees 24 minutes of Aries. And this is quite remarkable. Of course, during a solar eclipse, you always have the sun and moon in exact conjunction, but for it to be joined in an exact conjunction by Chiron, that makes this very powerful. So, as they say, that'll leave a mark.
Because first of all, it'll be 50 years before Chiron's back in Aries, and for it to align so precisely with a total solar eclipse, because eclipses happen every, the eclipse seasons are return about every 18 and a half years, or about 19 years, you'll have the sun moon return on the same day. But Chiron won't necessarily be there. So this is just, whoa.
Now, a conjunction would happen when two planets come together onto the exact same degree. So the basic idea is that the two planets commingle their significations, that they're blended more or less, that they lose something of their autonomy and they blend together into one symbol. And there was actually, kind of like a sexual connotation to it, sometimes called a bodily union. So there's almost like the two becoming one in a sense. There's another status that comes in, which is called cazimi. When a planet goes onto the exact same degree of the sun, that that at that point, the planet becomes empowered by the king. They sort of carry the power of the king.
Now with this Chiron Kazemi, Kazemi literally means in the heart of the sun. And when a planet is Kazemi, it is at the exact degrees conjunct with the sun. And what happens is this planet passes through the heart of the sun, and it is bathed in the sun's radiant golden light. And it is said to be at its purest form at this moment. And as it passes through the heart of the sun, it becomes purified. And this energy becomes stronger.
on the day of the eclipse, we will be able to see a comet, and the name of this comet, I have to read it because it just confounds me every time. It's called 12P Pons Brooks. Okay, that's what the comet is called. It's not called, it's not a very colorful title, is it? Except it has a nickname, and the nickname for this comet is the devil. And the reason why it's got its nickname is because as you look at the comet, you know, going through the atmosphere, it's got two streams of vapor at its head, and it looks like a pair of horns. As we go on through the month of April, we've got the solar eclipse on the 8th, but on the 10th, we have a Mars-Saturn conjunction. A Mars-Saturn conjunction, this gives me an opportunity to talk about this because like a retrograde Mercury, it's got a bad reputation. I've heard people saying that a Mars-Saturn conjunction is evil. It's the most evil thing you can have. Well, maybe back in the Renaissance and going through the Elizabethan times and beyond, the idea that Mars was a malefic and Saturn was the greater malefic, the lesser malefic and the greater malefic, these two planets considered to be very, very difficult, was not viewed favorably. But I just find that very interesting that all these things are happening around the time of an eclipse. What we're looking at here is a point at which painful situations have to be faced. And we're looking at this in a global sense, and they have to be faced with courage. Why? Because Chiron is in Aries. So we need innovation. We need to attack situations because of the Aries factor. Well, I call this idea of Chiron in Aries, and we're looking at its meaning collectively. It's slaying the dragon and freeing the maiden. I think that's a wonderful image to have. And we see St. George and the dragon and the maiden tied up by the rocks.
something that has occurred to me over the years, and when I heard this, I was like, this is a description of a total solar eclipse, or at least part of it is. And it's from Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. And he said, all that is gold does not glitter, not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither, deep roots are not reached by the frost. From the ashes of fire shall be woken, a light from the shadows shall spring. Renewed shall be blade that was broken, the crownless again shall be king. And some years ago, I rewrote this, and it occurred to me that we could also have a feminine perspective on this that says, from the ashes of fire shall be woken, a light from the shadows shall gleam, renewed shall be all that was broken, the crownless again shall be queen.